Hi everyone, welcome back to my studying, my fellow fans of the written word of interactive fiction and adjacent games. Today we have something different as well. Today we have a game, a mystery game, a murder mystery novel game called Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. Now, from what I understand, this is based on an existing property. There is a TV series which is quite popular. It's getting a movie soon, and this game came out recently. A TV series started in 2012, and yeah, let's try it out. Fair warning, I haven't tried I haven't watched any of the TV show. Apparently it's based on mystery novels by Carrie Greenwood, which sound interesting, but haven't read those either, so I'm going in completely blind with this one. So let us dig in. One thing that's pretty cool when I started the game, it offered me a thematic font choice or a dyslexic font choice. I've never seen it being so upfront before with a game. That's really cool to see. Not dyslexic myself, but anything that helps my fellow readers is a good thing. Let us start the game. Episode 1 or episode 2? Okay, let's go with episode 1 naturally. Oh, this is Miss Fisher. Judge Murdoch Foyle, you have been found guilty of the willful murder of Janie Fisher. You are to be hanged by the neck until you are dead. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Huh. Do you have any last words? Foyle says, I'm not destined to die here, for I am the earthly incarnation of an Egyptian king. Sure you are. Sure you are. The prophecy requires one more sacrifice. With wibbly wobbly dialogue words for added emphasis, I suppose. Soon night and day shall become one, and the tears of Isis will nourish the water lily. Speaking of Isis, it's such a beautiful name and such a great figure of myth that has been forever destroyed by the unfortunate connotations with a terrorist organization. I mean, even the band, I think, ISIS, I think they disbanded, but they're quite a good band if you're into that sort of metal subgenres they used to do. They also had the misfortune of getting a brunt of it. It's a beautiful name. Shame about it, really. Foyle, Friend Fisher, I know you're here. I'm sorry about your sister. It was you, Friend Fisher. Who is Friend Fisher? It was supposed to be you. I mean, from the get-go, the presentation is really lovely. So this is our main character, Friend Fisher, Jack Robinson, Dot Williams. These are the characters. Interesting cast reveal. It is presented like a TV show, even though it's a video game. Not sure I am into that, but based on this, okay, Dr. Mac, Aunt Prudence. Yeah, it's very stylized, highly stylized presentation, but not sure if I'm into that type of presentation from the get-go. I like the art style and everything, but just announcing the cast as if this was a TV show and not an interactive novel, kind of two minds of it. Are you ready, Jack? We ask. Jack, for the opera? I think I prefer getting shot at by the felons. The night is still young. We have a few minutes before the show starts. Let's mingle. I'll note down anyone important we meet in my detective journal. Jack Robinson, this keen police detective, has worked with Frine. Is that how we say her name? Frine? Frine? On many cases. Okay. Frine's ever-concerned owned fundraises and mixes with the right people. Oh, she's one of those. Tap the journal button to read upon clues relevant to the current case. Okay, sure. This famous theater has been recently renovated. Princess Theater. So this is the only location note we have. What about people? We have Jack Robinson and we have Prudence Stanley. Dear Prudence. Okay, let's go. Who do we talk to? Aunt Prudence or Jack? Let's talk to Aunt Prudence. Fine, my dear, you made it. It's good to see you, Aunt Prudence. And you brought the detective inspector? What shall we answer? This is just various level of sassiness. You told me to accessorize. I had such short notice. He scrubs up rather nicely. Let's go with a very sassy and scandalous. You told me to accessorize. I meant that lovely diamond necklace you have. Never mind, it's enough that you're here. As I've been saying, one can't just donate money to the arts, one must be seen to support the arts. Speaking of patrons of the arts, I must introduce you to Wilhelmina Winters. So Wilhelmina Winters is a fellow art patron known by Aunt Prudence. Okay. That's odd. I saw her here a moment ago. Ah, there's her secretary. They're never too far apart. Miss Winter's secretary. Secretary. Doesn't she have a name? Is she just secretary? They never are far apart. Okay. Let's see. Wilhelmina Winters, a fellow art patron known by Aunt Prudence, and we do not know how she looks like. And secretary, who has no name. Miss Winters' secretary, they're never far apart. Okay, let's talk to the secretary. Fine, this is... Oh, she does have a name. This is Miss Truelock, secretary of the Ladies' Auxiliary Committee. Sounds very, very important. Please, call me Amelia. I don't really stand on the ceremony. Okay, update it. So, these are the base mechanics, I suppose. Once we know more about a certain person, the journal is updated. Amelia dear, have you seen Wilhelmina? Oh, that's strange. Miss Winters was just a moment ago. They're closing the doors. We'd best take our seats. When you're ready, Miss Fisher, examine the curtains and we can take our seats. So tap examine, then drag the cursor to the desired object. Tap again to examine. I hope that this isn't a hidden object games. I'm not a fan of those. Not that there's anything wrong with them and liking them. It's really not my preferred type of gameplay. Okay, let's examine the curtains. Opera singer. Wars the drudgery, fruitless toil. How long does this go for? About 4 hours. 5 if you include the intervals. 5 hours? The war took less time. Scandalous. Shh. A long time later. Oh, 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 ee, oh, 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 ee, oh, 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 ee. Or something along those lines. To learn fear, a stranger must teach me. I wonder what's the opera. Is it the Ring of the Nibelungen? I don't know. I don't think it is. Is it over? Interval, lemon squash frying? Champagne, Aunt Prudence, you know that. Oh, there's Wilhelmina. Frying, why don't you say hello? Okay, let's talk to Miss Winters. Yeah, she does look like a Mrs. Winters. All right. Wilhelmina, this is my niece Frying. Frying, this is, no need to introduce me, Stanley. Everyone knows who I am. Wilhelmina Winters, chair of the auxiliary and board member of the Benevolent Fund. Okay, now we know more about her, which is not saying much. Fisher, is it? The lady detective from the papers. Yes, it is I. I've been following your career and all that terrible business with the foil, fellow. What business? Is this game covering a specific season or a specific book of the series? Because it's kind of random, if I must say so, because it seems to me that she is already established as a detective, right? So she had cases in the past. And I just checked the store description at Steam again, and no, it doesn't say anything about the specific season it's covering or anything like that. Well, let us move on, I say. I've been following your career, yes, all that terrible stuff with the noodle incident we know nothing about. Yes. Yes, indeed. Can say I approve. Well, we never asked for your approval, Mrs. Winters, have we? No, I wouldn't say so. Let us talk about career. Yes, let's be difficult. Detecting is quite thrilling, Miss Winters. All that murder and mayhem. It's taken a lot of practice. Well, that was underwhelming. I was hoping for a more feisty exchange. Nothing of the sort happened. Not really. Just a lot of exchanges. Okay, let us continue. Let's introduce Jack or discuss the opera. Yeah, let's introduce Jack first. Miss Winters, this is Detective... And you must be Detective Inspector Jack Robinson. I've been following your career too, Jack. It is all right if I call you Jack. I'd prefer... Yeah, all that terrible business with the foil, fellow. You and the police did fine work. Well, Frine helped, I suppose. What's up with her? She's the traditionalist type, I suppose. This is taking place in 1920s after all, after World War I, so who knows? Discuss the opera. I was hoping to introduce you both tonight. Frine has such a contribution to make in her own way, and all this murder business. No offense, dear, but it's hardly permanent. Oh, she's one of those relatives. If you are a creative person and you've made it your career and you're supporting yourself with it, and there's always this one relative who is very staunch, very traditional, usually older, and they think that it doesn't count, that it's not permanent, that this is something you're just dabbling in. And I've seen it so many times with friends of mine who are in the creative field. It's just It's so snide, so patronizing. I do not care for it. What I'm trying to say is, if you, dear watcher, dear fan of the fellow fan of the written word, if you do any kind of creative business, if you own a YouTube channel or if you're live streaming, you're making music, anything sort of all, and you're supporting yourself with it, it's valid. It's more than that. People who put you down because of it are jealous. But let us move on. With the right guidance, I'm certain she could be trained and contribute to more traditional causes. Oh, here we are. Here it is. Here it is. Well, screw you too, Aunt Prudence. I'm a strong, independent policewoman detective from Australia. Aunt Prudence. Unlikely. Excuse me, I have to speak to someone else. Yeah, go. I'm making a prediction now that she is the one who will be murdered. I assume. Not the friendliest. Aunt Prudence, you and I are going to have words later. Come on, Jack. Time for final act. Let's examine things. Is there anything to examine? No, just to start the final act, I suppose. The stage looks different. Who's that? Okay. A searing spell pierces my heart. Yeah. This is the daughter of the god Wotan, Odin. He cursed her to fall asleep until true love's kiss. Okay, thank you for the exposition here. Who can I call to help me? Yes, mighty warrior, who can help you? So what's his problem now? I thought he wasn't afraid of anything. He's never seen a woman before. He's experiencing fear for the first time. I know the feeling. Even later still. Now he kisses her. She wakes up and together they go kill the gods. Awaken, awaken, wondrous woman! Warrior daughter is still asleep, I suppose. Awaken! Come on, awaken, warrior woman. Jack is just super bored with his opera. Help him out. What's happening? I thought she was supposed to wake up. Oh, she's the murder victim. Oh, so maybe the Mrs. Winter is one of the suspects. Stop the show! There's something wrong. I think she's dead. How matter of fact. Dead? Mommy, what's happening? Lower the curtains. Is it a ghost? So, murder at the opera, that's the thing we're playing with. Okay. It is a good setup. I mean, if you're a fan of Agatha Christie, which I am, the sort of classic structure setup for a whodunit mystery, a whodunit murder mystery, is always to have a confined space for a cast. If it's murder on Orient Express, they are on the titular train, or they are in theater, or you see what I'm going with it, or is it a small town, things like that. It's the tried and true formula, but it works. It really does. I'm sorry, Brian. It looks like our evening is at an end. On the contrary, it's just beginning. I'm coming with you to the morgue. Why is she so cheerful and happy about murder happening? I mean, it's great that she is super confident and knows that her abilities allow her to solve mysteries, but a person just died. Shouldn't she show a bit more, I don't know, compassion, emotion, anything? The body was discovered on stage. The morgue of the Royal Women's Hospital. Okay. When you're ready to visit the morgue, tap move and then tap the morgue. What shall we do? Let's see. We have people here. Let's see with the clues. We only have crime scene. The body was discovered on stage. And we have this here. Okay. Let us talk to Jack for a while. Any thoughts on who could have done such a thing? No idea. I'm sorry, we'll learn more at the morgue. Okay, fair enough. Let us go to the... Let's talk to Aunt Prudence for a bit. What dreadful thing! One of the great operatic talents murdered on stage. Yes, not the kind of climax I was expecting. Fine, come on. That's uncalled for. This is all terribly distressing. If there are no questions for me, Detective Inspector, I should like to go home and rest. Of course, Miss Stanley. If I have any questions, I know where to contact you. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the morgue. And here we are at the morgue. Royal Women's Hospital. Evening, Mac. So she's the mortician, I suppose. This is hardly the appropriate attire for a morgue, Jack. I wasn't expecting a murder at the opera, Mac. I still have some initial preparations to make. When you're ready, talk to me and we can examine the body. I mean, I understand this is 1920s, but don't usually autopsies last longer? They went from the opera directly to the morgue. The body just got there. I think it barely cooled. And already they can draw conclusions from it. You know, maybe I just haven't seen enough of the crime dramas on TV. I don't watch those all that much, if at all. So maybe I'm not familiar with the tropes all that. So Dr. Elizabeth Macmillan, Fry's friend, confidant, and mentor, affectionately known as Mac. A dashing individual with a nice, stylish hat and a cravat. Yeah, good stuff. So let's examine the body. Can we examine the body? Let's begin the examination. Yes, so we cannot choose the body part. It's already pre-selected. That's lame. That's kind of limiting, don't you think? Okay, the breastplate is not damaged, so there was no piercing damage. Okay, or there was. Looks like there was, but it was covered up. Sure. A stab wound to the heart, a big one too. The victim died of a stab wound to the heart. Okay, yeah, sounds fair. Yeah, but I realize I said that I don't like hidden object games, which I don't, but I do like point and click games. And with point and click games, they allow you to, pick up things, examine things that are not useful per se, but they add to the flavor of the game. Like, oh, there's a pebble there, you can pick it up, and there would be a flavor text of some kind. At least you can, target stuff. And here it's already pre-selected. That's kind of lame. I'm not gonna call it lazy, because making games is hard work. Even interactive fiction, especially interactive fiction, it's just Give me a moment to examine the wound for information on the murder weapon. So the murder weapon is unknown. Okay, tap deduce to combine two clues and reach a new conclusion. Okay, so these are our tools. In a point-and-click game or in a text adventure, those would be verbs we have. So these are verbs as well. Talk, examine, deduce. Okay, let's try deduce. So I assume we have to assemble things. So the body was discovered on stage, and there was a stab wound. So someone was she was already dead, I assume. That's the result. Someone must have had access to the costumes and the stage. Okay. Okay, can we do any kind of different deduction? The injury is underneath the costume. Someone dressed her after the fact. It looks that way. The costume breastplate is not damaged. The victim was not wearing the breastplate when murdered. Okay. So that's it. That's all we could deduce. Okay. This is actually not a bad mechanic. I mean, it's kind of simplistic, but I think it gets the job done. It's very visual and very intuitive. If someone would pick this up completely unfamiliar with the genre, it makes sense. It's like cause and effect, and let's see what new text we're going to get, or any kind of correlation side by side. Sounds all right to me. Okay, let's ask Mac if she noticed anything else. What now? Can you give us more information about the time of death? I'll perform an autopsy on... What was the victim's name? Okay, someone barging in. Silcox, Helen Silcox. The victim, a renowned opera singer. Why did she barge in to the morgue? Miss Winters, what are you doing here? This is a police investigation into a murder. Perhaps a person of your standing would prefer... Trulock, hand them the quarantine notice. The what? I'm sorry about this, Detective Inspector. It's been signed by the Deputy Commissioner himself. Oh, someone has been pulling the strings. Yes, the plot thickens. Someone is trying to cover up something. Well, we did get a look on the body. Quarantine? On what grounds? Tuberculosis. Tuberculosis here? Impossible. Can we still examine? Okay. Freezer. I've been here so many times I've made the occasional nightmare about it. Okay, so we can examine other stuff. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. It's not as limited as I thought it would be. Okay. I love Mac, but her tools are positively macabre. I prefer a lockpick and a revolver any day. I mean, these are the tools of the trade. You're the one who likes murders or murder mysteries. It's hot to touch, but not important. Okay, is there anything else? Sink. Mac is rigorous about cleanliness. Not all doctors are convinced, but she says it limits the spread of germs. Yes, well, anything else we can examine? The window. It's sealed shut. Okay, fine. Miss Winters, let's talk with this lady. What is this nonsense about quarantine? There has clearly been foul play. Go home, Miss Fisher. There is nothing for you to see or do here. Tuberculosis? What about tuberculosis? Mac would never let something like that happen. It's a precautionary measure. It may turn out to be nothing. I'm sure the police will let you know. This looks like a cover-up. Miss Winters is attempting to cover up the murder for unknown reasons. Yes. I mean, that much is obvious. The murder weapon is unknown. I guess the next step would be attempting to find a murder weapon. So let us go to the theater. Let's go back to the theater. How did you get the police to agree to this sham? The Deputy Commissioner are good friends, of course. Of course. Of course. Let us try and go back to the theater. Why can't I go to the theater? Never mind. This is ridiculous. I'm getting nowhere fast. Just Mr. Winters. Can I just go to the theater? Apparently not. I do not like this railroading, but whatever. Let's talk to Jack. Maybe he will allow us to go. You can't support this, Jack. If I could pick and choose which rules to follow, that would make me... Me? Precisely. As a detective inspector, it is my duty to uphold the law. Well, at least she is self-aware Okay. Even when the lawyers are speak, if you don't have faith in this decision, then have some faith in me. Well, you gotta have faith, as the noted philosopher of our time said in his song. Okay, always. We'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, why can't we go to the Princess Theater? I don't understand. This is frustrating. Okay, who can we talk to? Let's talk to Mac. This is unbelievable. I'm insulted the police would doubt my diagnosis. Tuberculosis at my hospital? We'll sort this out, Mac. My professional prize is at stake here. I run a tight ship. I don't want the public thinking my words are dangerous. I'm sure it will be fine. Yes, it will be. I'll take this up with the deputy commissioner in the morning. There's nothing we can do tonight. Go home, Miss Fisher. Fisher residence. Okay. I guess we can move now. So we can see now what are the limitations of this game so far. We have a verb set and we can talk to people, but the game is very specific about the order of things, which is kind of railroady, but it is what it is. A shame we can't visit the theater. I mean, I would go there immediately after this, but that's just me. Miss, you're home early. The next morning, who is Dot? Is she our employee of some kind? Our secretary? Fisher residence. Good morning, miss. Friend's loyal companion and occasional fellow sleuth. Sleuth. I probably should change out of my kimono. Why are you wearing kimono, by the way? I mean, from what I've seen, this is in Australia and it's 1920s. And why do you have a kimono? Should I choose the blue jacket or something else? Let's see what's in my wardrobe. Change outfits at any time by tapping on the wardrobe button, then selecting an outfit to wear. Shinoi's blue and white coat, perfect for hosting former lovers or their wives. Best paired with shirt and pants for easy running, climbing and other activities. Yeah, sounds good. Come on, Dot. Time for some sleuthing. Let's catch up with Mac at the morgue. There's also the Princess Theater, miss. Precisely, because that's where I would went. Who knows what they touched? People probably tampered with the crime scene already. Might be too late. Oh, that reminded me. I left something on the vanity that I thought you might need. Can we deduce something new? No, I don't think so. No, nothing yet. Let's examine this. I really must talk to Mr. Butt about changing these drapes. Okay, sure. No, let's not talk to her. Let's examine something else. Such as vanity. She did leave something on it, right? Let's see what Dot has left for me. Is it a gunner? Oh, the invitation to the opera, handwritten by Miss Winters. Mrs. Winters. It could be useful. Thank you, Dot. Okay, so there's something else underneath the invitation. Part of an enchantingly beautiful golden gown. You can find pieces from outfits hidden in locations. Find them all for a new outfit. Well, that's a neat element. What else can we do? Lamp, painting of whom? I got this pair of paintings from Paris. It's very, very informative. What about lamp? The lamps may not be very functional, but they're beautiful. Okay. What else? Now's not the time for sleeping. Well, if you say so. Is there anything else we can interact with? No. I don't think so. Let us move. move to the Princess Theater. Come on, Dot, let's go inside. What are you two doing here? We are investigating the murder of Miss Helen Silcox. I'm told the investigation is being handled directly by the Deputy Commissioner. Mrs. Winters doesn't want anyone talking to Maggie or James. Who are they, miss? James Ellery Hurst and Maggie Kettle, the other two performers. James found the body. It was all in the program. They must be inside. So, one of the opera performers and the other of... I'm sorry, nobody is allowed to the theater on the strict orders from Mrs. Winters. Come on, Dot, we'll find another way. Let's try the morgue, Dot. Perhaps Max has new information for us. But miss, what about the consumption outbreak everyone's talking about? I wouldn't say that around, Dot. So much for investigating the theater. I mean, we could just force our way, but apparently not. Let's go to the morgue. Hello, we'll just let ourselves in. Where is Mac? Stop! This is a fellow named Hugh. Who is he? I'm sorry, miss, but I can't let anyone inside the morgue, especially you. Hugh is an honest if naive constable. He is married to Dot and dotes on her. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Get it? Hugh, you and I both know you're not going to stop me. Miss Fisher, please don't make this difficult. The Deputy Commissioner himself gave me these orders. He said I'd be fired if I let you in. I don't believe in extortion, Hugh. You can tell the Commissioner to take his threat and... Miss. Oh, very well, Dot. Are you two still not talking? What do you say we pay a visit to the Detective Inspector? Home to the Melbourne's finest. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the police station. City South Police Station. Okay. Are you sure you won't come inside, Dot? It's all the same to you, miss. I'd rather not. Why not? You can't avoid Hugh forever. I'm certain I'll talk to him later. So what's the deal? Marital issues? Troubles in paradise? Very well, Jack. Will have to keep me company for a while. Take care, miss. Okay. Let's go. Let's see. Let's talk to Jack. This is a disgrace. A young woman is dead. Speak of the devil. The Deputy Commissioner is more concerned about Miss Winter's social standing than the crime. Justice can be blind, Jack, especially in this city. I suggest a chat with Mrs. Winters. She is the key to all this. Well, Mrs. Winters doesn't seem like the type to be open about these things, but we may try. Let us try. My thoughts exactly. Shall we go together? Definitely. Okay. But we're not going to enter the police station or anything like that. I don't know why bother looking it. It may be too honest. To keep unscrupulous characters out. Why are you looking at me? Okay. Officers. What's with the officers? I bet if I come back tomorrow, those two officers will be still standing there. If you want to solve a crime, sometimes you just have to do it yourself. You should have more faith in the police, Miss Fisher. Okay. Anything else? Oh, a Daimler 35 HP model, if I'm not mistaken. A beautiful engine too, wasted on the police. Hey. Okay, let's go to the Winters residence, I guess. I gotta say, so far I'm liking this, but it's really railroady. Like really. but the presentation is nice. Miss Winters. Mrs. Winters, if you don't mind, I have a few questions about the murder. Jack, I've been assured by my friend the Deputy Commissioner, yes, your friend the Deputy Commissioner, this investigation will be handled quietly and without the press being involved. That's all I have to say on the matter. As I said, Jack, justice is blind. I think there's another way to get what we want, providing the police are willing to look the other way. Turnbull Alley, an alley off to the side of the Princess Theatre. Miss Fisher, I hope you aren't planning something I'll regret later. Me, almost certainly. Then perhaps it's time for me to allow up some leads down at the station. Try not to get into too much trouble. Okay. Jack certainly is in a hurry to get back at the station. He certainly is. Well, I think that's all it is for me today. I'm going to continue this some other time, but this has been Miss Fisher Mystery, and it's neat, but it definitely isn't a point-and-click adventure. I'll be providing the link in the description if you guys are interested. I believe it's on sale right now for something like less than €2 or your regional equivalent. And see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.